Okay, I need to get this off my chest. I feel bad to say it, but I'm going to say it. Here it is. Buckle your seatbelts. It's already in the title, but I did not like The Boy and the Heron. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that. Now, for those of you who are going to kind of come at me and say, maybe you didn't understand it, maybe you don't like Ghibli, or whatever you feel like saying, don't get your fingers off the keyboard. I freaking love Studio Ghibli stuff, okay? I have a collection of them. I get it. I understand all the nuances and all this stuff, and I love it. And I love me some Hayao Miyazaki. The animation in The Boy and the Heron, chef's kiss, beautiful, absolutely stand out, remarkable. But it falls completely apart with the story. The story starts off in one direction and has a few red herrings, like you think it's going to go some way, and it just doesn't go there, and then it just sort of abandons these concepts, and then it stumbles into another concept which seems to be dreamy and magical and otherworldly. So, yeah, the idea of starting out in a realistic place and then going into a more magical place, totally Studio Ghibli, totally cool with it, love it. But by the time they get into the third act, they've introduced new characters, new plot points, new struggles, and it's really unclear where the movie is going anymore. In fact, there's a few decisions that are presented to our main character. Will you do this or will you do that? And then we're going to just not even pursue them. The decisions and the conflict and the characters and the aggressors are literally introduced in the third act, and some of it they're just abandoned as soon as they're introduced. By the time the credits roll, you're sitting there just kind of gobsmacked going, wait, and then what? I mean, you, you can come away from this and say, you just don't understand the themes. You need to take your own meaning from it. Look. I don't go to a movie so that I can take my own meaning from it. There is a strong case to be made for going to a movie to see the story that they would like to tell you. Call me crazy. That includes stories from Studio Ghibli, which are always going to have a really solid through line with a lot of layer and nuance and extra depth for you. The problem with The Boy and the Heron is that it's got a story, it shifts to another story, and then it takes on another story, and you're left with nothing but fragments and pieces, and you got to make up your mind on what the heck the point was. If you watch something like Spirited Away, we might have, Sen is in this magical bathhouse vacation location for the spirits, and it's very magical and otherworldly. But there's this solid story about a little girl trying to get by and trying to help rescue her parents and just trying to figure out how to make it day by day and how to reconnect with her parents without losing herself in the process. There is both. There's the main story that you can connect with and the magical story that's otherworldly, and then there's also those additional layers and themes that deserve to be explored. The problem with The Boy and the Heron is that the main story is all over the place and the themes just kind of come and go, and you might be able to pick up a theme, but it's going to require way too much work on the part of the audience. And if I'm being totally honest, I think that a lot of the people who are defending it and saying it's great are the people who love Studio Ghibli and maybe want to be a little elitist about it, not naming names, and who realize this might be Miyazaki's last film ever and want to elevate a master and say, hey, he's the master, maybe I don't get it. I get it. I get it. I adore Miyazaki's work, and I really love the entire body of work from Studio Ghibli. Kiki's Delivery Service is one of my favorites. That one's a lot easier to approach than something like The Boy and the Heron, but this one is even more complicated than some of the more complicated films, like Nausicaa might be hard to connect with. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel bad to say it. And if you haven't gotten this feeling from me that I feel bad that I didn't like the movie, I went there with a group of like 5 of us, and nobody really liked the movie. And that included a group of people who were really keen on seeing a new Ghibli film in the theaters. So I don't think it was us. If you like the movie, I'm so pleased for you. Maybe I got to see it a second time to really get it. But I walked away from the movie saying I didn't get it, didn't understand it, and I didn't appreciate the fact that they were introducing new characters and new struggles right up to the end of the film. You just don't do that. That's just poor storytelling. And if the rumor mill is true, and I haven't pursued it, it might have actually been some behind-the-scenes issues about 2 different stories being brought to bear and trying to resolve them as it was being made. Anyway, hey, what did you think? Did you see The Boy and the Heron? Will you see it? I think it's a visual masterpiece. It's absolutely worth seeing. But I don't know. I didn't get it. Sorry. I want to see more Ghibli in the future. Thanks. You guys have a great day.